prothyroid. Serotonin to me is the main anti-thyroid, anti-metabolic mediator in the body. So anything you can do to inhibit its synthesis and release will likely improve your health. And incidentally, 3 large pharma companies, I believe Pfizer and Eli Lilly are 2 of them, are currently running clinical trials with inhibitors of peripheral serotonin synthesis as drugs that basically as official ways to cure, not manage, I emphasize, cure obesity, type 2 diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and even some of the dementia such as Alzheimer's. Even Big Pharma already acknowledges that elevated serotonin is a bad thing. So anything you can do to inhibit it will both improve your sleep and improve your health and metabolism overall, and the 2 are very tightly correlated.
To add to that, the way I know I'm taking enough combination product is if I don't wake up in the middle of the night. I suspect that's because thyroid is inversely related to adrenaline and cortisol, and I think adrenaline is responsible for that. Cool. Okay, so let's get on to, we've mentioned a few times, I'm not sure, I think I've mentioned it once or twice, that this way of living or Ray's ideas or implementing various things he's talked about can help mitigate negative feelings. Do you have any personal ways of doing that? If you find yourself in a state that you're not necessarily happy about, do you do anything, or do you tend to rely on any certain therapies?
Usually aggressiveness and anger are very good symptoms of elevated estrogen and serotonin. Again, anything you can do to lower these 2 will probably immediately improve your outlook on life in general. I can testify to that myself personally. Anytime I find myself getting angry at largely inconsequential events, and whenever I check my temperature and pulse, I usually find that I'm temporarily hypometabolic. Taking a little bit of thyroid or drinking a little bit of coffee with a lot of sugar due to the caffeine, or taking a little bit of aspirin or a very good quality, high quality vitamin E without any of the toxic additives. Any of these things, at least for me, tends to dramatically improve my outlook. And I often find myself thinking how silly I am to get angry at things that truly, like, I guess you can only, the level of perspective, the ability to take things and look at how things are affecting your overall life in the direction where it goes, that requires energy. So if you're hypometabolic, almost every event will seem like a burden and something that needs to be analyzed and dissected, and you need to basically feel good or bad about it. If your health and metabolism are going well, you will find yourself focused on a much larger, much bigger picture. And so I think small events are not going to bother you that much. One of the people that I communicate with regularly over email has told me that taking thyroid and glycine, not always at the same time, has cured his road rage. And he said he was actually afraid of himself of getting behind the wheel because he'll get so worked up and aggravated over somebody cutting in front of them or running a red light. So taking a little bit of thyroid and glycine apparently resolve that issue. So in my opinion, the